Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. I'm here today. Just got the keys for the Security Guard Training Academy. We haven't talked very much about what I'm doing, what I'm setting out to do. Guys, we are so close. Right now, you're looking at my space. It's about 500 square feet. It's very small, but I have some great ideas of what we're going to do here, and I really think that we can create a light that will radiate, that will draw people in, and that will help to change the industry of security, not just here in Portland, but throughout the country. I really do think that we're onto something here, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. Just give me a couple more weeks. But right now, I want to talk about something that happened to me this past week that was extremely terrifying. My alarm system at home, I've told you guys about living here in Portland, some of the nefarious activities that happen in my neighborhood, around my house. I've done everything that I can to help harden my home. I've put fencing all around it. I have 2 great German Shepherds. We do have firearms within the home. We've done a lot, including putting in a security system. I will not name the name of the security system, but I'm at work, and generally when anyone enters certain areas of my home or my property, I get alerts. We have motion detectors, and those things go right to my watch or to my phone. And I'm at work the other day, and I get this alert that I've never heard before. It's a different sound of an alarm. And when I look down, there's a kind of like an alarm icon that's going off, and it says, "The alarm in your home has triggered." Now, I knew that my wife was there, so immediately, I'm thinking maybe she set the alarm and opened the door, or something happened. So I give my wife a call, and as soon as she picks up, she goes, "Babe, the alarm's going off." And she didn't set it off. Now, she's in a different part of the home, a detached part of the home, and so immediately we start to think that someone has broken into the home. So she goes right into the protocol of what we've already established in terms of what were to happen if this situation were to happen. She starts to follow through with that, and immediately in the conversation with my wife, I get a call from that security company. I switch the phone over. They say, "This is the security company. We've noticed that your alarm is triggered. This is the zone," and it's showing where the alarm had gone off. Now, luckily, it was in the area that my wife was in, and what we figured out while talking to the representative was that due to the weather, the drop in temperature, that one of the sensors had probably become extremely sensitive. While my wife was working in this area, the vibration set off the alarm. But a couple of things. They went ahead and sent out the police, and the police response was about 10 to 11 minutes, okay? So my wife continued to follow the protocol that we had already established in case something like this were to happen. The police got there, went through, cleared the house, gave the all clear, and we were good to go. But it got me thinking about a couple of things that I would like for you guys to be aware of in terms of having a security system, but also having a situation or a system in place if something like this were to happen. 3 things that you need to do. Number 1, have this conversation with your family. What do we do in the event that someone were to break into our home, come onto our property, kind of break that social barrier into our space? What do we do? What's your plan of action? Do you have a safe room? Do you have a certain location that your family members are to try and get to? But then again, having that reassessment of what you do or what your family does if they can't get to that location. Also, how to interact with the police when the police do show up. When the police show up, part of my wife's or my family's protocol is to have a firearm and be in a certain area of the home. And I'm telling her over the phone, when the cops show up, you cannot answer the door holding that firearm. So make sure that you guys go over that as well. Number 2 would be to have a smartwatch. I wear my Apple Watch. I'm a fan of Apple products, but I wear my Apple Watch at all times. The first thing when I wake up in the morning, the last thing that I do before I go to sleep at night, my Apple Watch is constantly on me. I'm always getting alerts of detection in my property, alerts of packages being left, the mail being dropped off. I get camera shots and screenshots of everything that's going on in my property. And in that moment, when the alarm system triggered from the security company, I was immediately alerted on my watch. A lot of times working in security, we're not supposed to be on our phone. You guys know how I feel about that. But that being said, if your phone is somewhere else or it's put away and you're not looking at it, having that alert go directly to your watch is a great way for you to be informed, just like I was in that exact moment that something were to happen. The third thing would be to purchase a good system, but also a system that is tested. And when I went to Fieldcraft Survival last year, the instructor who was running the class, Mike Glover, he utilizes this company. And I'm like, hey, if this is good enough for an Army Ranger, a Green Beret, someone who runs a company with the ilk and the cut of Fieldcraft Survival, and it's good for his home, it's definitely good for mine. So I will be reaching out to this company. I will be giving them my absolute just praise in what they did, how they handled everything. Another thing, as soon as everything was over, as soon as the police gave the all clear, they sent out an email that had a complete after action report. This is the time that your alarm went off. This is the zone. This is what we determined to be the issue. This is when we called the police. This is the precinct that we called. This is the dispatcher ID number of the person that took our call. It took the police this long to get to your location. We spoke to this person. He gave this security code. So, absolutely great in terms of the after action report that they gave us. And I could not just be happier with our security company. And those are three things. Having that plan that your family, your wife, your loved ones know to initiate should that alarm go off. Having a smartwatch for you, the father, the provider, the person that's looking over the family, having a smartwatch or something similar so that you can always be alerted no matter what the situation is. And number three, purchasing a system that is monitored, that is 24 hours a day, that there's someone on the other end, and making sure that it's a company that's reputable enough that if something were to happen, people are going to be sent. All of that said, I will say this, and this will be my last thing. The police did show up. The Portland Police Bureau, when they got there, 2 officers did a great job of clearing my house and making sure to comfort my wife in that moment. However, it took them 10 minutes to get there. 10 minutes is a lifetime, guys. I cannot stress enough the importance of firearm safety and the implementation of firearms into the safety of your home and the safety action plan of your home. 10 minutes for the police to arrive to deal with whatever could have potentially been happening is absolutely unacceptable. But it's the reality of the time that we live in and the situation that we're in terms of the staffing and the response of police. But it is our individual responsibility and our responsibility as leaders and providers to make sure that our family understands the importance of not only firearm safety, but how to utilize that firearm should they have to, okay? Just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't want to end on a somber note. I've got a lot of stuff here I'm going to unpack and start to set this up. And I look really forward to sharing with you guys what we're doing here. And a couple of days, I'll have this thing kind of set up and we'll be running through some of the stuff we're going to be offering, all right? As always, thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for following my channel. Like, share, subscribe, watch your 6, be great, and remember, we out here.